Hey, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Mia Viva and I am a spiritual alignment coach. I help generational curse breakers break the curse and design the life that they were born to live. So today I am going into 3 developments that most people miss. And I want to preface this by saying you may be using one of these developments as a continual practice for your life, but are you using them all at the same time? How are you using them all at the same time? How do they merge? This came to me yesterday while I was getting ready to leave the house. And I was in my own reflection of my life now as opposed to how it used to be, right? And it hit me that these 3 main areas are all areas that I tapped into once I did all of the healing work. Once I did all of the shadow work, had the dark night of the soul, completely transformed who I was, right? And that essentially means that I was able to tap into my life purpose. I've heard that millions of times. I used to ask that millions of times. What is my life purpose? What am I here to do? What is the point? And that dark night of the soul period for me really stripped away all of the confusion. Now, keep in mind, you have to go through mounds and mounds of confusion and frustration and just not having a clue before you get the clue. Okay, so it's not something that just pops up in your head and, just, oh, poof, I got it one day. No, honey, this is a process and it's different for everybody. Sorry, you guys, this is like, if you have locks, you understand they have their own brain. But anyway, the 3 areas of development are personal, professional, and spiritual, okay? So first, let's get into the personal development. Personal development at the base is what do you do to develop yourself as a person? Whatever your name is, how do you take care of your body and your mind, okay? So a daily ritual or practice for someone is bathing. Well, how do you bathe? Do you take baths? Do you take spiritual baths? Are you taking a shower? What happens in that time? What happens in that space, right? Because the power of water, okay, let's talk about that. A lot of people I know, including myself, we set a lot of intentions and we also receive a lot of downloads. There's many, many leaders who have the dry erase board somewhere in their shower because there's something that happens in that space where the ideas just start flowing. And by the time you step the first foot out of that shower, everything is forgotten. I have been there, trust me. Okay, so personal development. What do you do to strengthen your mind, right? What do you do what kind of ideas do you have? This is a very big one. Who do you surround yourself with? So under personal development is mental development. Your mind goes under personal development because it's a part of who you are, right? So who do you surround yourself with? Who can you bounce ideas off of? Who do you have in your corner that supports you, who doesn't need anything from you? And that's very important to know. We have our family members, but a lot of the times if you're head of a household or you're in a dynamic with a family member who is used to seeing you in a certain way, there may be something attached that they're wanting from you or will want from you, and thus their honest opinions or guidance is skewed. It's not going to be truthful. So who do you have in your corner? Do you have an accountability partner? Do you have a coach? Do you have a mentor? Okay, even do you have a therapist? These are very important personal develop. How do you develop the person of who you are? It speaks to the character. How are you developing your character, right? Journaling. Journaling also falls under spiritual practices. And a lot of the times personal and spiritual development will blend itself together. But when I speak about personal, I'm just talking about you as a person. Try to remove the spiritual aspects of it, which I know is basically impossible, but let's just say for the sake of this video. So what else do you do on a daily basis, right? Then we get into habits, because this is basically what this is. This is habit forming, because every outcome that we get because we had some type of action or habit in place. So what habits do you have in place? What tools do you have in place that are meant to develop you to your highest being? to your highest expression of who you are, right? And so the next one is professional development. This one is tricky because before I went through all of my healing work, I was functioning solely off of ego. And a lot of people are, right? Your ego is super strong. Your ego is needed. Your ego is a vital part of who you are in the 3D earthly realm. So it is needed. It's not a bad thing. It is detrimental when you are not, one, aware that it is separate from who you truly are at the soul spiritual base level. It is detrimental when you go through life's experiences and your ego becomes wounded. So now you're functioning from a wounded ego place. And it becomes detrimental when it is not tempered with the spiritual. So it has nothing to balance that thing out, if you will. When you think of professional development in the profession that you're in today, let's say, and you haven't done any deep healing spiritual work, or you're to the point, which I know a lot of people are, where they're like, this ain't working. I've been in this career. I have gone to school for, I don't know, X amount of years. I have studied this for forever. I have. Where I am today is not fulfilling. I am not fulfilled. I have to go to this place every day, give all of my energy, all of my time, and I don't even like the people that are there, right? There is a healing process that needs to take place before life purpose is tapped into, period. You may think that you have done that. If you have not done the type of healing that I'm talking about is a soul level, gut wrenching, on the floor, fetal position, tears running down your face. You have to go through it. You have to relive, to release the pain that you are carrying. So I'm speaking about the life purpose on the other side of that, the other side of the gate. So when we talk about that level of professional development, what systems, what tools do you have in place to help you develop in that area? Because your reasoning for this profession now is very different. The intention behind this level of professional development is unlike anything you've ever done or tapped into, because it's coming from a spiritual understanding, right? So you are willing to do whatever it takes, or to get whatever it takes to develop you in this area, because you now understand this is your life purpose. This is why you're here. This is your mission. So what do I need to carry out my mission? How do you develop yourself professionally? And now moving backwards, professional development does become intertwined with personal development, because that becomes who you are. That's just who you are. You cannot perform in life purpose from a detached or separated place, right? When you have a job or a career out of ego, it's very easy to do that. It's very easy to show up one day at work and code switch, do whatever you need to do to make the change that you make at your job, and then go home and be a completely different person. I used to do it every day. It was a blessing when you could show up to certain jobs and not have to do that, but there's always some level of inauthenticity that happens when you are functioning in a profession that is not life purpose driven, not spiritually life divine purpose driven. Okay, so professional development for the person who is tapped into true spiritual divine life purpose, what does that look like? Is it a daily meditation in the morning to get ideas? Is it an idea notebook where you just jot down ideas? What does your notes app look like? I am in my notes app more than should be allowed. Okay? Who do you talk to? Who do you listen to? What do you consume? Myself, I only listen to coaches. It is what it is. I don't watch TV. I don't listen to the radio. Any music that I listen to is a frequency hertz, because I understand vibration and I understand frequencies. That's it. You won't catch anything else around me. In the car, I will put on jazz. My daughter, if she hears any current music, it's from Kids Bop. Okay, that's how it goes over here. So what are you doing to develop that newly found purpose? Because one thing is you cannot, this is essential, and this is something that I had to learn personally. You cannot fulfill this alone. If you feel like you have gotten to your life purpose and you're clear and you understand it, and it doesn't involve anybody else, that ain't it. It's not it. We are here to interact. We are here for relationship, and we are here to affect change. So how can that happen with you by yourself in a room? It can't, right? So who is in your environment? Who do you have around you? Who are you supporting? Who is supporting you? Who is pushing you? If you have a whole bunch of yes people in your corner, you are not being professionally developed. And when you get to this level of healedness, like I said, ego is minimized a lot more than in your previous life. And so criticism is received in a different way when the healing work has done, because you understand that the person giving it to you understands your mission, understands your purpose, and is going to give it to you straight of how you need to hear it. Now, this is vital as well. You have to be extremely discerning when you choose who you choose to be a trusted advisor in your circuit, in your circus. I mean, this whole thing is a circus, right? But it's a spiritual circus. It's a spiritual circus. You have to be extremely discerning. A lot of people say test the spirit. Do all of that. Do all of it plus more. Because what you will understand on the other side of healing is that not everybody has done their healing. So not everybody is coming from a place where their ego is minimized. Not everybody is coming from a place where they're also living in their purpose, on their mission, and thus they don't have a feeling or a need to block your growth or block you in your purpose. So you have to be very careful of that. The third area of development is spiritual. This is it. This is the one right here, because spiritual development is so intimate and it's so special. And how it looks for everybody is different. I'm going to start by saying that. Spiritual development could mean praying at 5 a.m. every morning, praying at night before you go to sleep. Spiritual development could be talking, literally talking out loud to source energy, God, universe, creator. Spiritual development could be keeping a dream journal. Spiritual development could be asking the Most High to bring you people who know Source, who live for Source, who are serving Source. Spiritual development could mean being silent. Spiritual development could be ceasing to eat animals. Spiritual development could be listening to a church service and finding a message that helps you grow and get closer to God. The purpose of spiritual development is helping you to get closer to God, to Source, to the Creator, to the Most High. That is the purpose of spiritual development. How do I get closer to God? How do I get aligned with the Most High? How do I do that? What practices help me do that? It's simple as that. So what tools and what habits do you do on a consistent basis that help you move to get in alignment with the Most High? It is as simple as that. And that's why I say it is different for everybody. And it's not on one person to judge another person's way. I will say that you need to be very clear on intention. And if you're verbalizing in your practice, say it out loud. I am talking to the Creator. I am talking to my Creator. Source energy. I'm talking to God, the Most High. You have to make your intentions very clear and very well known. Because what I know for spirituality is the other side to it, the opposite of the Creator. So let's call it the destroyer, is waiting for any chance to show out. And so you have to set those intentions. Spiritual development could be realizing that we need to start incorporating, honoring our ancestors, honoring our angels. It's my understanding and my knowing that the Most High sends us helpers in the spiritual realm that we cannot see. I have had various experiences of this. And sometimes they do come through human vessels. So you may meet somebody and you're just like, man, yeah, it could be a God-sent angel, an earth angel that you just encountered, right? Another part of spiritual development is giving to those who don't have as much as you materially. So does that mean going out and giving water to people who don't have a house right now? Does that mean having snacks in your car on hand, and if you see somebody with all these "I'm just hungry" signs, giving them a snack? It could be, because what you're doing is you are raising the vibration. You're raising your own vibration, you're raising the vibration of that person, and thus everybody is affected by that. So don't think that one little thing that you do on the side of the freeway is not really changing anything. It has changed everything. So these levels of development, when they are put together, creates a whole new world. It's a paradigm shift. And these three different areas of development, in my life experience, I was not taught that these three areas needed development, right? They're always fragmented. They're always separated, but I would say they need to be together. So this is just my video. I don't want to make it long. No, I'm not going to say that. It's not just my video. That's another thing. Language, professional, personal, and spiritual language. Language is a very big thing. And that's coming from a former language teacher. Okay. And it's one of the reasons why I stopped teaching. I may do a video about that. Yeah, it's one of the reasons. But this is a video that hit my spirit. I hope it gives value. Again, if you're interested in fostering a relationship, a coaching relationship, I offer one-on-one coaching. I offer a webinar, generational curse breaker webinar. The Shadow Compass book has all of the tools that I used during my shadow healing period, dark night of the soul period. I love that book. Like, I think that book is legit. It's not super long. It's about 31 pages, but if you do it, you will have insights and epiphanies and discoveries about yourself and your life that you didn't really make before. I have gotten testimonials, and that's how that book is hitting people. So again, let me know what areas that you have been dominant in and which ones need work. We all need work. Nobody is better off than anybody else. We're all striving. So again, hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next video.